Hey YouTube, it's Donnie, and it looks like I have a couple weeks to catch up on here. Sorry, it's been kind of nuts the past few weeks, so I haven't had a chance to really get into it on Sundays. So my Sundays are going to be freeing up now after softball's over here. This is our last week, hopefully, if we don't get rained out again. But so I'm going to go over two topics, week 28 and week 29, and I'll try to do it quickly so I'm not too boring. So on that note, week 28, coming out influences. Um, is there a song, artist, album, movie, etc. that relates to coming out um, or coming into your trans identity? What, who, and why? I don't know if there was anything that's actually okay. Speaking artistically, because this directly questions songs, artists, album, movies, etc. Um, I would honestly say, um, as far as reassurance of who I am, I would say John Lennon's always been a giant influence for me, um, only because he was never afraid to take a stand for what he believed in, no matter how unpopular it was, and was quite revolutionary as far as you know, some of the things he fought for in the civil rights movement, and his stance on peace in a time of war and that kind of thing. So honestly, I relate that to my own life. It's well, we're going to tie into the next subject too. So hopefully, I'm not doing that, but amongst you know the rest of the population, being a transgendered individual is not necessarily cool. So just kind of that courage and strength to know that other people, um, have been there before, standing up for what they believe in and that kind of thing, and just having the courage to, live everyday life as who I am, even though it's not what society, sees for me. So, that I would say is, was definitely more of a, so what I'm looking for, more of a social, more of artistic inspiration, I guess, uh, to apply to my life. Um, as far as people who have helped me in my own life come out, there's a couple of them. Um, as much as you know, sometimes as much as I don't want to admit it, you know, my dude Adam helped, help me come to terms with who I am, quite a bit. And while he was helping me with that at the same time, I had my ex Tara pushing me, um, just to be me, just to not be afraid of who I am. So, those were two really big influences, and honestly, they both are so very educated in the matter that, um, I don't know, it really helped me along quite a bit. So, I attribute a lot of my personal growth, um, as far as coming out as trans, to them, um, and being okay with it. I've always, known, but, um, they reassured me and let me know that it was okay. So, at least those were my big influences, artistically and in my own life. So, moving on to week 29. This is really interesting, actually. With the emergence of a large FTM community in cyberspace and real life, and more visibility in the mainstream culture, do you feel that being trans, FTM specifically, is becoming a fad? Is the increased visibility community or slash community allowing for more people to come out? Well, okay. So I know a lot of people. I didn't get to watch any videos this week, so I'm looking forward to seeing what everybody else had to say. I kind of know how some people feel, but as far as I go, I don't know. I feel like um, there was a core of us who identified one way or another, and then once it started becoming more visible, um, people, started, I guess, relating with it. You could say, I don't want to say jumping on the bandwagon because I don't want to sound like a total douche, but because there are people who genuinely feel that way. But I also believe for every person that genuinely feels that way, that there's 10 other people that are going about everything the completely wrong way and leaving themselves in the dark completely, and honestly are leaving themselves open to regret, to regret their transition, to regret, how they went about it. um, Cage had, I was having a conversation with Cage once, and hopefully he didn't mention this in his video. I don't know if he did or not, but we kind of got on the subject, and he had a good point. You could skip therapy, you could skip everything, um, but you can look like a man on the inside, but still not. You can look like a man on the outside, but still not match your inside. Like, you're never going to be. I don't know. Like, I think without taking those right steps, I don't think you can be really. I don't know. I just I just can't imagine it. I take pride in the steps I'm taking. I'm going about it slower than most individuals, but that doesn't mean I'm less of a trans man than anybody else. You know what I mean? Um, but I don't know. I think a lot of young kids are like getting into that mimic mode almost. Like seeing something that they see is going on. It's the new way to be different, and are kind of jumping on it. But I don't know. I think those people, in their hearts know who they are, and um, there's things that they're going to regret if they do continue along the path of changing their outward appearance. Um, so unless you truly match, you got to match your core. Like, there's so many different ways to identify people. Who am I to say that some of these kids aren't, either that they're necessarily doing it as a fad. I don't know. Maybe they are, maybe they aren't. It's not my place to really judge, but at the same time, in some situations, you can't help but wonder. Hopefully, that doesn't make me douchey, but that's just the way I kind of feel. But then again, there is the visibility now. It is becoming less. It is one of those taboos that you see, but it's becoming more known. Channels like this make it more visible to the public. So, it makes you question things. But at the same time, I guess my only advice would be to really search your heart, take your time, and make sure that you're going through therapy. Not It takes a while to find a good therapist, but you feel a whole lot better when you do it. And I don't know. I just think there's a reason that there's steps to do what you have to do, and I just they're there to be followed. I don't know. It's just the way I see it. So, um, whatever. That's my opinion. It's my 2 cents. So on that note, next week, and I will be posting on Sunday, by the way. Next week is coming out stories. Share yours with us. So, that'll be pretty sweet. So on that note, I'm gonna peace out. But check everybody else's posts out, and hopefully I want to play catch up again in the next couple of weeks. All right, peace out, guys.